What is up, 007s? Welcome back. Today, I got a very special video for you guys. Why watching dating content is keeping you single. Now, I know you guys are probably thinking, that doesn't make sense. We're watching dating content because we're trying to get a roster or a relationship, or we're trying to connect with women. Okay, I'm going to explain to you why consuming too much dating content is keeping you single. The problem with watching dating content, most guys spend several hours watching self-improvement / dating content, and they learn a large amount of information in a short period of time. There are usually two types of responses to this information. Response 1, red pill rage and incel behavior. Response 2, the hamster wheel. Okay, so we're going to break both of these down because I'm going to be completely honest. When you first start watching dating content, you learn a lot. You learn about female nature. You learn about how to have confidence. You learn about self-improvement. You learn about the red pill. You learn about all these different concepts. And it kind of blows your mind because it wakes you up to information that you didn't even know existed. You realize, damn, this whole time I was trying and I was failing. I was doing this wrong. I was doing this wrong. I was doing that wrong. And a lot of the time, guys start off with response 1, where they're going through red pill rage or incel behavior. And to describe this is basically getting angry with women. You get a negative perspective, you crash out, you avoid good advice, and normally these guys end up alone. Okay, so the problem is they're watching all of these podcasts, they're watching all this negative content of women bashing men or men bashing women. And it starts to build up a divide between men and women where we should be coming together. It is being used to separate us. And it really basically consumes a lot of lonely and bitter men because misery loves company. So whenever you see somebody who can relate to your problems, your struggles, it makes you emotional and it makes you naturally want to keep watching. It makes you naturally want to invest because, damn, it's like, oh, well, maybe I'm not the problem. These guys are going through the same thing. And yeah, it makes me feel better hearing that other guys are going through the same thing. And it just really gives a negative context to dating and women in general. Response 2 is the hamster wheel. Basically, the guys who they watch countless hours of dating content, they become intelligent, they do learn some good game and some good skills that could help them, but they never go out and execute. They're not getting any results because they're watching countless hours of videos, but they never say, okay, let me take what I learned from these videos and go out into the field and try these things out. So they end up on the hamster wheel. They're running, but they're not going anywhere. So when we do not want to be either one of these guys, we want to be able to learn and apply our knowledge without being negative. So we want to be able to watch this content, figure out what is our problem, how can we solve our problem, and how can we become successful? Because that's what it's about. That's what it should be about. Why would you be wasting your time learning something to stay in the same position? You obviously want change. You obviously want to fix that problem. So let's fix it, right? So red pill rage / incel mentality breakdown, because I want to get very specific so you guys can understand and maybe this can bring some value to you guys. A lot of guys go through the red pill rage phase where they become aware of female nature. We're going to talk about that in a second. And realize that they have been wrong and lied to, so they naturally become angry. So when we're talking about female nature, okay, we're talking about how women take advantage of simps, how some women can use men for free dinner dates, or women don't like the nice guys. They like the guys who put themselves first. We start learning all these concepts and we're just like, yo, this is messed up. Like, I've been trying to be the nice guy. I've been trying to do what my mom taught me. I've been trying to do what society has taught me. And they end up pissed at just women and society. And they just basically just become a bitter person. So they begin to think back to all the time to try being the nice guy. I'll put this in parentheses for a reason. We'll talk about it in a second. And they basically get angry because they did what society told them was the right thing to do. So speaking of the nice guy, a lot of nice guys aren't actually nice guys. A lot of nice guys are guys who think, if I take her on this dinner date, if I open her door, if I go get her this, if I buy her this, if I do all these nice things for her, she's going to like me. She's going to let me have sex with her, all these other things. And then when they find out that's not the case, they get mad. You're not doing it because you're actually nice. You're doing it because you want something in return. If you're a nice guy, you will do things for anybody. It doesn't just have to be a girl you're attracted to. And when I say tells them the right thing to do, society obviously teaches men to pedestalize women, and I'm completely against that. Do I believe you should treat women well and with respect? I believe you should treat everybody well and with respect. But at the same time, if a woman is not respecting you, then you need to remove yourself from that situation. If you're asking her out over and over and she keeps flaking or putting it off, quit asking. Go focus on the girl who wants to be a part of your life. So they become angry at women, society, and guys who are in relationships or guys who are having success with women. Okay, what I mean by this, there are so many guys I've seen in comment sections, including my own, where they will receive some advice or they'll see guys who are happy with their girls. Oh, look at this simp, he's in a relationship. Or, oh, this advice doesn't work because you might be happy now, but eventually she's going to cheat. Eventually she's going to do this. She's going to do that. And they are basically projecting their insecurities and their bitterness onto guys who are successful. And you don't want to be this guy because you're only hurting yourself. Because at the end of the day, I'm still going to be in my relationship. I'm still enjoying my girl being submissive and being respectful to me. I'm going to enjoy it. I'm not going to self-sabotage and be angry and lonely like you. I'm just not going to do it. And you guys don't deserve to feel that way. You guys deserve love and the happiness that you want. You might just be a few steps away from it, but because of this negative mentality, you're holding yourself back. If they do cross paths with a good woman, they normally self-sabotage because they believe that if they treat her well, she will cheat/play them. I've been here before. I've been in a couple situations where I've been dealing with a girl that was genuinely like into me and trying to look out for me, but I kept projecting my insecurities that she was going to cheat, she was going to leave, she was going to do me wrong, she was going to use me. And it ended up making me lose some people out of my life that potentially could have been good people, which I don't regret it now because I'm happy with, where I am now. But I'm just saying, like, you don't want to mess up a good opportunity because you're bitter. They end up becoming lonely and bitter, but they can't put their ego aside to change. And the reason that it's so hard for them to put their ego aside to make this change is once you consume so much negative content day in, day out, hours a day, it becomes part of your belief system. Because if you watch something enough and you're open to it, eventually you will start to believe it. And one of the hardest things for humans to do is change their belief system. How can this mentality be fixed? Because I'm not just here to tell you what's the problem. I'm here to bring solutions. So the first thing I had to do was I had to stop watching any dating content that would present negativity instead of solutions to my problems. So if I have been struggling with approaching women, I'm not going to end up in a rabbit hole watching guys talk shit about women and why you shouldn't approach them. Like, why would I do that? That's just going to encourage me not to approach, or that's going to make me worse at approaching. No, I'm going to go watch guys who are good at approaching, and I'm going to figure out what are they doing that I'm not doing. I'm going to go looking for solutions, not just something to make me feel better. I had to realize that everything on the internet is not accurate and is curated to provoke the emotion of lonely men, which will keep them watching and keep them lonely so they continue to pay the bills. A lot of guys are doing this. A lot of these dating coaches, a lot of these red pill guys, a lot of these podcasts, they know who their audience is. These guys are business geniuses. And it's sad because they are using their genius to take advantage of guys going through a struggle. So they know who their audience is. Like, I could easily start making videos bashing women, or I could rent out office space and have a podcast bashing women and bringing women on and kicking them out and doing crazy shit. I know that would get me money. I know that would get me views. And I know this because I know a lot of the guys watching these videos are lonely, they're bitter, they're struggling with women, and they really need help. But I know that they're going to be willing to buy my course because I make them feel good. I make it feel like they can relate. And I know they're going to keep watching my videos because this helps them to cope. This helps them to feel better. So I'm using their own bitterness and their emotions for profit. And it's jacked up. A lot of guys are doing it. I had to understand that a lot of these gurus are angry and have not healed or done the inner work. They were more in the feminine mindset and their behaviors were not masculine. They're frauds. And not only this, a lot of these guys that guys are looking up to, these guys, they be doing sugar daddy stuff. They be paying for sex. They be simping. They don't practice what they preach, right? And basically, like I said, these guys are in the feminine because think about it. If a man has a problem, what does he do? He's relentless. He does everything he can to solve his problem. He doesn't just sit around and complain about it. Like, think about it. You're a grown man. You're just sitting complaining about your problems instead of getting up, taking action. Like, that's what women do, bro. We do solutions. We don't do excuses. Men, we get up and make it happen. Let the women sit around and pout. Let the women sit around and complain. We are out in the field to get the results that we want, because at the end of the day, that's all that matters, right? So every woman is not the same. Some women actually want to be real, but you have to be open to it. And this is something I struggle with. I had some women in my life that I genuinely believe they were trying to be real, but because of my irrational thoughts that I've gotten from consuming all this negative content, I pushed these women away, and I basically blamed them for things they didn't even do. So now I look like a jackass. Nothing can hurt me if I don't allow it to. Literally, if you're dealing with a girl and you notice that she's starting to take advantage of you, bro, get her out of there. That's the problem. A lot of us, we start dating a girl and we know that we are in scarcity. We don't have a lot of options. Maybe she's the baddest girl we've ever talked to, or maybe other girls aren't checking for us. So we put up with a lot of BS. Bro, stop being in scarcity. How do you stop being in scarcity? Build yourself up. I have a free ebook telling you guys how to do this. I promote it every single video. It's in the description. I have an ebook telling you guys how to self-improve, how to make yourself a better person so you can get out of this scarcity, so you can have more options. Start having self-respect, saying no, and putting yourself first. Women like guys who put their goals first. Why? Because it shows that they are willing to do what needs to be done. And it's in their female nature, their DNA. They're hardwired to go after the man who is successful, the man who can provide, the man who can protect. And those are usually the guys who put themselves first. Do the hard work. Stop B-wording. Simple as that. No more coping. You are the problem. Let's fix it. If you are in the red pill rage / incel behavior bracket, you are the problem, gang. It's as simple as that. And that's okay. We can work on fixing it. There are ways to fix it, but you have to change your habits. The hamster wheel breakdown. So these are the second group of guys. A lot of guys find themselves on the hamster wheel where they're watching tons of content on how to improve, which their heart is in the right place. It's better to be in this group. I'm going to be honest. It is better to be in this group. Your heart is in the right place, but your execution is off. Why is the execution off? The execution is off because you aren't executing. You're just watching videos, but you're never going out and trying what you learned. And this is what I went through for a good year of my life. I spent a year watching all these guys give all this dating information, and they were giving me some solid information that has worked for me. But at first, I wasn't trying it. Every time I would see a girl that I found attractive, I wanted to try it on, I would just talk myself out of, oh, well, I'm not ready yet. Let me watch some more videos. I'm not ready. You are ready. You just need to get out there and do it. The only thing that's going to give you that boost of confidence is you seeing results in your own life. You can watch somebody pick up chicks from now to next year. If you are not practicing yourself, it's not going to translate to your actual life. That person had to practice. Now you have to practice. The confidence is the problem. You feel like you are not ready to go out there and implement what you learn. Guess what? You are. Most guys watch all this content to make them feel like they are being productive, but they are not. Being productive is going and applying the knowledge in the dating field. It's as simple as that. I don't need to repeat myself. I know you guys are feeling it. No diddy. It means nothing if you know all about how to get women, but you don't take action. It's just like right now. If I tell you guys, I have a business model right now, you can make $1 million a month. Right now, like if you implement it, and you're like, guys are like, okay, cool. So what's the business model? I don't tell you. What would be the point? What would be the point of me giving you guys half information, but not telling you how to do it? Or me getting the information and me not doing it? It doesn't make sense. Watching videos is keeping you out of the game. Use what you learn slowly, day by day. That's all it comes down to. Whenever you watch a video and learn a new concept, go out and try it. And don't just try it once or twice, because if you're new to it, chances are you're probably not going to be that experienced and that good doing it. Try it at least 10 to 15 times. I'm telling you, because each time you do it, you will become better at doing it. A lot of guys, they learn a concept, and let's say they do go out and try it, they get rejected 2 or 3 times and they're ready to give up. You haven't even used it enough to get good at it. Like, really think about it. Imagine your first time playing a video game. You're going to do bad most likely, especially if it's an online multiplayer like Call of Duty. Let's say you get Call of Duty midway through the year. Everybody, they're leveled up. They have their guns. They're doing all this. Like, they're used to the game. Do you think you're going to go into a game with guys who've been playing the game for half the year and you're going to whoop them? Chances are you're probably not. You got to get used to the guns. You got to get used to the maps. You have to get used to it. So how do you expect to be good at something that you haven't had any repetitions doing? You have to put yourself out there or you will just be learning for nothing. Failure is the best teacher and you will not fully understand until you see your own results. Experience is the best teacher. The game you get from others may not work for you. You will not know until you try. There's a lot of dating coaches out here giving out different game. And certain dating coaches, your game just will not work with your personality. Like I watched plenty of guys talk about dating and approaching and game and all this stuff. And I tried it and it just didn't match my personality. It didn't feel natural. So I had to take some of the things they said and I had to figure out, okay, what matches my personality? Because I like to have fun. I like to joke. I like to goof around. So, okay, cool. Let me take some of this game from this guy who's super serious and let me have some serious moments, but also let me be able to throw my jokes and throw my own game into it as well. You have to make it fit you. The hamster wheel solved. So how to get off the hamster wheel. And the reason I call it the hamster wheel is you're running. You are running, but you're running in place. You're not moving. So you want to get to the point where you're hitting the ground and you're moving, which means you're getting results. Every time you watch a dating video to improve, go out and try what it is you learned and document the results and why they happen. Now, I'm not telling you to get a handy dandy notebook from Blue's Clues and write down exactly what happened and everything. No, you don't have to do that. But you can keep a mental note, or you go on the notes app on your phone and say, hey, I tried to approach today. This went well. This didn't. So whenever you do that, you're keeping track of what's going on. So if you see that something is consistently working well, now you know, okay, this is going to be a part of my game now. If you see that something isn't working well, you have two options. Either you can try to tweak it to make it work better, or you can just drop it all together. But if you're not keeping a mental record somewhere or a record somewhere of your results, how are you going to know what to change? So you want to reflect on each approach after. Do not watch another video until you completely understand the concept of the last one. Try it. So what I'm saying is if you watch a video on how to be a better conversationalist, don't go and watch another video on how to be a better conversationalist until you try the tips that were given to you in the first video. Because you're really just wasting your time you could use to get results and go out with a girl or talk to a girl, you're using watching videos. Begin to focus on the game you already know instead of looking for a new strategy. Just because it fails once doesn't mean the game is bad. The girl or your execution could have been the problem. You got the best game in the world. If the girl is just not feeling you or the girl is just in a bad headspace, it's not going to work. Or maybe your execution could have been a little bit off, but now since we're keeping record of how our results are going, now we can work on tweaking it and getting the result we want. Try each method on at least bare minimum 10 girls. I'd say 20, but at least 10 girls before you think about switching. Because if you don't stick with anything, you will end up with nothing. It's just like content. Or a business. If you try a business for 30 days and you don't get a ton of sales, are you going to switch to a new business? No, you're going to give it some time. Because there are things you have to learn. You have to get your name out there. You have to figure out your target audience. There's a lot you have to do. Some guys overcomplicate dating. Some guys oversimplify dating. You have to be in the middle where you know what you want and you know how to get there and you're taking action every day to get there. Consistency is key with any good thing in life. The winning mentality. This guy has taken some time to learn about dating, female nature, and what resonates with him and his personality. And he's going out and trying everything that he's learned. So he's not being negative. He's not in the red pill rage where he just hates women. He's blaming women. He's coping. He's putting in the work. And he's not on the hamster wheel. He's going out in the field and saying, okay, I learned this. Let's do it. Let's try it. And then he's tweaking it to make it work for him. This is when you will start to see progress. So this guy has learned about dating. He's learned about female nature, what women like, what they don't like, and what resonates with him, what game works with his personality. He has healed mentally from his past traumas with women and understands that it is time to do the work and become the best version of himself. He's not coping or blaming anybody. He's being a man. He's taking responsibility for his shortcoming. He's learning from them, and he's taking them into each new situation, which means he will only get better. You don't have a choice. He goes into every experience to have fun and learn, not taking himself too seriously. Every date that I've had that went well, whether it's the girl came back to my place or whether I just had a good time or whatever it was, I literally went in with a I don't care mentality. And when I say this, I mean, I'm here to figure out if I like this girl and I'm here to have a good time. If she likes me, cool. If she doesn't, oh well, as long as I have fun and as long as I get a good conversation out of it and I just see what she's about, that's all I care about. You want to try to make the date enjoyable for her, obviously. You want to have fun. But the main thing is you're having fun. Dating is supposed to be fun. A lot of guys are playing ranked dating. Like, they're taking it seriously, like they're dating for money, bro. Like, chill out, dude. Chill out. Just have fun. Stop worrying so much about the outcome. Stop focusing on so much, oh, how can I get her back to my place? Because when you start overthinking and trying to be too serious and too suave, you mess up. You're going to mess up because you're going to overthink it. But when you don't care, you naturally come off as more confident and more smooth anyway. He views himself as successful, so he exudes confidence and it attracts people to him. Women can tell from a mile away whether you're confident or not. Trust me. I don't know how. I can't give you an explanation for that. If I don't know something, I'm not going to make something up. But women can tell. Simple as that. He no longer needs to watch dating content. He is relentless in his practices to improve. And if he is struggling, he gets a mentor coaching. Invest in yourself. So I'm going to explain this last part of it right here. So this man is not watching dating content anymore. Why is he not? Because he has figured out a game plan that works for him. He has learned what it is he needs to do to get the results he wants. To be honest with you, if I didn't make dating content, I wouldn't watch dating content. I have a girlfriend. I'm happy. I'm good. I know how to attract women. I've done the hard work. I've went out. I failed numerous times. But now that I know what I'm doing, it's like I'm good. I don't need to watch it. The only reason I watch it is because I'm trying to figure out what guys are struggling with so I can make content and help guys out more. But yeah, and if you're struggling to the point where you're going out, you're trying, and you're still struggling, get a mentor, get a coach. It doesn't have to be me. A lot of guys think I say stuff like this because, oh, well, he's just trying to make money and have consultations. No. If you don't go with me, I genuinely don't care. I just want to bring value to your life. So if you have a friend, let's say you can't afford coaching, get with a friend that attracts women, who's good with women. Talk to him. Ask him, hey, man, this is what I've been doing. It's not working. What do you think? And he can help you. Or if you do have the money and you're willing to invest, find a dating coach that matches you. So if you see a guy's game, you're like, I like his game. I feel like I could do it. It kind of naturally flows with my personality. Then go with him. If my practices and the game I give doesn't work for you, like me, I like to have fun. I like to joke around, and I'm just a wild guy. So if my content, if that's not your personality, you're more relaxed, reserved, laid back, there's other guys who you can go watch. But just find someone who meshes with you. You don't want to go pay somebody who you basically deep down know it's not going to work. Just because you see him getting a ton of girls, that might just be his personality. It might just not work for you. There's nothing wrong with that. Conclusion. If you are consuming more dating content than you are practicing, you are hustling backwards. You want as many repetitions as you can to improve your game. It's just like basketball. You can watch LeBron highlights all day, bro. If you're not going on the court and you're not doing drills and practicing to get better as a basketball player, you're not going to get better. It's the same thing with dating. You can watch, I don't know, who's the guy who's always surrounded by women? Dan Bilzerian. You can watch Dan Bilzerian and try to mimic his mannerisms and do whatever you want to do. Until you get out there and start talking to women, you're not going to get better. Being upset at the world isn't going to give you the results you want because deep down, you want results. These is for the red pill rage / incels. You do want results. You wouldn't be watching this content if you didn't. You wouldn't be wasting your time. You just be like, okay, I'm done. I'm not even going to watch dating content. I'm just going to go play video games or do whatever. You are just upset at what happened, but what you have to understand is you can't rewrite the past. Those girls that did you wrong, you can't go back and change what happened. Trust me. There are plenty of times I wish I could. I understand that I can't, so I don't need to hold on to that. You're only hurting yourself. That girl is gone living her life. She's probably doing it to another guy. Simple as that. And there's nothing you can do to stop her. It's not your responsibility. Your responsibility is to get the results that you want. Change your future, put yourself first, but be kind to people who are kind to you. What I mean by this is when it comes to dating, you do need to put yourself in your priorities first, obviously, because women are attracted to that and it's going to bring you a better quality of life. But if you meet a woman who's kind to you, she's not flaking, she's making herself available to you, she is trying to invest in you, allow that woman to do so and treat her well. It's as simple as that. If you are either one of these guys and you want one-on-one help, you can reach me by email. All my information is in the description of every video. So if you want to email me, that's fine. Or you can DM me on Instagram. I do a 30-minute free call where, you tell me what's going on and I try to help you. But every call after that, I do charge by the hour, and I'll send you my rates if you want to know. Or you can check out the free ebook that I have. It's completely free, no email, no credit card, no nothing. Read the ebook. It gives a ton of value, a ton of game. Or you can just keep watching the videos. But if you want personalized help, I do offer one-on-one sessions. But yeah, that's it. I hope this brought you guys some value. I will see y'all tomorrow. Peace.